A group of Democrats is scrambling to get more money for the Cash for Clunkers program before Congress goes on vacation. The auto rebates will continue through the weekend at least, but it looks like the program has burned through the $1 billion Congress allotted. That happened in just 1 week. The money was supposed to last through October. Let's talk about Cash for Clunkers with auto analyst Lauren Fix in Rochester, New York. Lauren, it's great to see you as always.
Thank you for having me back.
All the time, whenever. And I've got Geoffrey Pohanka with us. Jeff is president of Pohanka Automotive Group, which runs 10 dealerships in Metro Washington. Jeff, good to see you. Let's talk about this. Lauren, let me start with you. As I recall, you had some big-time reservations about this program not that very long ago. Are you ready now on this program, Lauren Fix, to declare Cash for Clunkers a great idea and a huge success?
No, I am not, believe it or not. You knew I wasn't going to change my opinion, and I still have reasons because there's so many people that were totally excluded from this program. And even though you think, oh, the recyclers are making money, they're making nothing off of this. They're making less than $100 a car, and they've got tons of paperwork on their hands. The only one who's making anything off of this is, thank goodness, the dealers are making some money. We're getting rid of some of the 2008 leftover cars in the 09s before the 2010 models come in the next month or so. That's the only positive thing about this whole program.
Oh, boy. Hey, Jeff, help me out here. Look, if Cash for Clunkers were a movie, is this a horror story for you because of all of the work and all of it? Well, I understand that it's labor intensive here. Is it a horror show or is it one of those feel-good movies?
This is a box office hit, no question about it.
You hear that, Lauren? Did you hear that, Lauren? Lauren, did you hear that?
For the dealer, it is. Yes, I do. And for the dealer, yes. And I'm so glad you guys are making some money. But I think what happened was we overstimulated a lot of consumers who stopped purchasing cars waiting for this to happen. They may have purchased cars anyhow, so they sat on their hands and they waited. And when the program became available, they jumped in. And that's what you're getting now is a huge influx of people. But it's not going to be continual and forever. We're not going to see 16 million cars being sold in the year of 2009 or even 2010. I hope that it does come back, because I am all for the auto industry.
Right. Jeff, will you talk to Lauren, please?
Yes, I will. Most customers don't know about this program. They're learning slowly. This is not a new program. It's been used around the world, in Europe, South America, and China. In every place where it's been used, it has stimulated car business. Now, car sales are 20% of retail sales in the United States. It's a pillar of our economy, and we're on our knees. Our sales are down about 35 to 40% year to date, and unless we get the car business going again, there's no way we can get the national economy going. Now, the government is faced with two things, with stimulus. I've not seen any benefit of stimulus until this particular program. Do we put money in the auto manufacturers and pay for factory workers to stand around? Or should we stimulate the wheels of commerce, getting car sales going again to put those factory workers back to work?
Lauren,
this is working.
yeah.
Well, you know, wouldn't you rather see every single driver in America get a check for $1,000 only toward a new car? I would have bought a new car. Many people would have. But anyone who's ever owned a hybrid, you can't trade that car. And you can't trade a high fuel economy car. And many people are getting excluded where that program keeps changing. People would call and say, I got an old Bolero, it says 17 miles to the gallon. The next day they go, it says 19. That's not fair, and it's not helping people out who have always been good. It doesn't help people that lease. And the leasing program that goes in this Cash for Clunkers is a 5-year lease. I don't think you'd recommend that to any of your customers, although I do agree with you. We do need to help stimulate the economy, and this is the only thing that has.
Jeff,
I agree. So give $1,000 to everyone.
Hey, this is very cheap stimulus. This is the cheapest stimulus that money can buy. And it does three things. It doesn't just get new car sales going. It gets old clunkers off the road. That's why it's called Cash for Clunkers. The average car in the United States is 9.5 years old. These are not as safe. They don't have the safety standards. They don't have the fuel standards. And the cash, put a car in the Cash for Clunker program, it has to be fuel inefficient. So we do three things. We get the wheels of commerce turning again, which is very important. We get old fuel inefficient cars off the road. 50% of America's air pollution comes from 10% of its older cars. So this will benefit all three areas. And it's worked in other countries. It's working
Jeff,
great. We need more money for it.
You need more money for it. And has it been cumbersome just to process it all, to work through everything that's required to get the program on track and get it working for you?
You would not believe. It should be easy to take an old car and trade it in, but there's about 300 pages of regulations. I can only imagine what cap and trade and healthcare would look like with this. This is a hard, complex program, but it's working. We need more.
Well, I have something to say about some of the factors. What we forget is any car, new or old, that is poorly maintained, as proven from the Car Care Council statistics, is you will find that if you don't maintain a new car, it's going to pollute more than an old car. There are many people that have taken care of their cars, and the impact to the small guy, who includes your service department, where people aren't getting their cars serviced, is also affecting your bottom line, as well as that small Midas store or even that little guy around the corner. So when people aren't maintaining their cars, you can see that it's going to affect the economy. It's going to affect everybody, as well as pollution.
Jeff talked also?
Also, there's one other thing. These cars are going to salvage yards, and they are absolutely dead weight. Look at what the salvage recyclers are saying. They're worth less than $100. The engines, which had the most value of those vehicles, are worth nothing. So you take them off the road. That means less salvage cars. Used car values go up. I would have rather seen them take those cars and give them to charity and let them do Meals on Wheels, or taking kids that are underprivileged places. At least it would have a better purpose in making them having environmental waste off of them.
I don't agree with any of that. I've talked to a lot of customers who brought their old cars in. They are as happy. They are sky high. They like the program. It works, and it works as intended. The only problem was that initially the government was going to put $5 billion in the program, which would stimulate up to 1.25 million car sales, which isn't chump change. But they only put $1 billion into the program. And that $1 billion has been used in a week's time to sell 250,000 cars. This will put Americans back to work. It'll get more fuel-efficient, newer cars on the road. It will reduce our pollution, and it's the cheapest stimulus money can buy.
I hear some John Philip Sousa, the Strange, in the background. Well, you guys, man, I didn't have to do a doggone thing here. Lauren, great to see you. Jeff, continued success, and I hope the program works. I know it's a bit cumbersome to work through all of the regulations and everything, but I hope it works for your automotive group. Thank you both. That was terrific. I didn't know it was going to be that good.